Good morning. I'm Samuel Oko. I'm here presenting on sociology assignments. This morning, I'll be looking at three sections, and the first section should be talking about what I think on the gender gap in pay exists and why I think it exists all over the world, and providing a specific example that will back my reasoning. Okay, the second one I should be talking about in my own one, describing gender inequality and what it means to me, and what we can do to reduce it in our everyday life. And lastly, I should be looking at how my changes in gender roles and stereotypes affect our lives for today, tomorrow, and in our lifetime. And I will go further to explain why the future looks quite hopeful. So, going deep down into the what we are here for this morning, I have to look at gender gap in terms of pay. In workplaces, it's not a strange thing to see that a particular gender earns more than the rest, and it depends on the perception and that has been given to a particular gender than the other. Let's be specific here. Female gender is seen as gender who are not too productive, or maybe because of their not being earlier starters in terms of education, because of the cultural stereotyping about of women not being created for hard jobs or for paid jobs. They are created, women are made created to take care of home. So ab initio, they have not been encouraged to be part of workforce. I think it took till after the first or second world war before women started easily fusing into the workforce, and this affected even women education. Women education did not start early enough. Even in the United States of America, we know that women voting started around 1920. It took a long while for women to be incorporated into voting. Even in Saudi Arabia, it took till 2015 for women to be included in voting. And we look at all those things, the gender inequality that has been practiced in the past, and those things actually affected the women, how women are looked upon in the workplace, even till today. Though we can see reasonable differences, we can see reasonable improvement from what it used to be in the 80s, in the 18th century, 19th, 20th century. Now we are seeing something improve, but we are not yet there. We hopefully believe that with time, that gap that exists, that perception that women are not meant for pay job, and I believe that's why the women are seen, as Wika said, that she will be at home and take care of things. So you talk about negotiation of salaries, trying to negotiate work pay and wages, women are not mostly taken serious. And even the way women are brought up, our girls are brought up in a manner that affect their psyche, that they lack the negotiation skills when it comes to wage negotiations. Okay, so in workplaces, women are seen as somehow, from what I've experienced, I think where I work sometimes in Nigeria, there was a gap where one of the HR person, I got to talk with a person who like, men are more productive, and that is why they tend to pay and employ more men, and tend to pay male, that's men, more than women, because men has a more productive lifespan, and that men, when men are not easily distracted as well, that women are easily distracted with lives and the family affairs, that they may not give in all their best in the workplace. The HR person went ahead to tell me about the monthly, when women are not, because of their menstrual period, women may not be able to give their best at work for 4 days when they will be passing through their menstrual stuff. And also pregnancy, the period of pregnancy, that women will not be able to give their best. If a woman is pregnant, that period, the productivity of a woman goes down. Also, he went ahead to tell me that even women who takes a maternity leave, because paternity leave is not a thing in Nigeria for now, even women who takes maternity leave, takes up to 3 months paid maternity leave. All those things try to saddle or being a burden to the resources of the organization. So when you look at it, they try not to negotiate too high on the women because men are more productive than women. That's the perception, and it's a very wrong one. We have to look at it from that point. So, but one good thing about it is that the gap is closing up. Things are not the way they are. More women are joining the workforce, and they've been showing that what a man can do, women can do as well. And they've been paying their dues. And I believe that with time, the gap on the gender gap that exists in pay all over the world will be closed up, hopefully. Then this takes us to the second one, where we'll be talking about gender inequality. Like if you have heard about what I've said earlier about the discrimination on on a person based on the gender, based on the person's sex. So look at gender inequality as when you discriminate or you judge somebody based on the person's sex or gender, and you try to routinely give a privilege or priority to a particular gender over the other. These have existed all over the time, and even in Africa, even in my own my tribe where I was born in Nigeria, look at, women are not given inheritance by their parents. Women are not seen as some people that you have to train because they will eventually go out and be married to another person. So the family's inheritance, the family resources are first of all or prioritized to the male child other than the female child. That is a typical example of gender inequality. Come to kinship. Kingship in my tribe as well. A women cannot ascend the throne of kingship. So unlike in UK, where for 50 something, for 60 years or more, that Queen Elizabeth II has been the Queen of England. But such cannot happen where I'm coming from. Coming to the United States of America, where I am presently, you have to look at what's happening even in the House of Representatives, where about 19% are women. Then you talk about the 21% that are women in Congress. Then America, on just last year, had to have their first female president and female vice president, and they've not had female president before. So those are a kind of inequalities that exist in different societies and cultures. But to God be the glory, things are getting better. Today we have a female vice president who, even at a point when the president went for a medical treatment, was acted as a president for a few hours. That was sometime in December 2021. I believe that one day that gap will be closed on and a woman will become the president of the United States of America. And how do we do this? First of all, to get this thing done, so we have to start training our children to believe that there is no gender that is superior than the other. And how do we do that? At home, when you're training a child, let the duties and the works at home be shared equitably, without looking at this growth is for a particular gender, this is for a particular gender. You should not ask the girl child to be washing plates, to be cleaning the houses, to be cooking, while the male child is there playing football game or playing the soccer or watching television or playing TV games. No, everybody should be treated equally. There should not be any particular expectation based on gender or sex at home. Also in the workplace, we should go develop to give equal opportunity. Yes, I'm happy that in the United States of America there is a law that goes against discrimination in the workplace based on gender, religious or color or racial distance. So we have to look at it because it's very, very important for us to understand that this starts from home. And once it starts from home, it nosedives into different aspects of our lives. You look at education, don't give a male or a particular gender preferential treatment where you are talking about education. There should be equal participation, equal, any resources, anything that is available should be treated equal, and everything should be on merit. I thank God that today there are scholarship for women who tends to go to colleges, unlike before, prior to 1972, when it was not that same way. The women are not encouraged to participate in college sports. Today things are changing. Today American has female football teams and soccer teams all over the world. There are female and the world soccer team for female. So things are getting better, and I know that when we continue like this, women will still take their place, and I believe that that gender inequality gap should be closed soon. So we're looking at gender roles. Gender roles is simply why people assign a particular duty or perceive a particular gender to a particular thing to a particular role to a particular gender. For instance, men are seen as the breadwinners. For being a man, you're automatically a breadwinner, and for being a man, you're automatically a leader. They don't see women from that perspective. That is gender role. So for being a man, you are expected to go out and fetch for your family for being a man. And when you look at it, that exposes the men to different vices of life, because you have to go out there to struggle, to hustle. You meet accidents, went to criminality, crimes, and every other thing. So that is it. And also the gender role of women being the ones that will caring for child care, taking care of child, staying at home. Those are example of gender role, and sometimes it's not favorable because it tends to inhibit capacity, what people can do. Okay, in some cultures, men are dissuaded from wearing skirts or tying of wrappers, and women are dissuaded from putting on trousers. So do you understand? Even in my own culture, men are not expected to open their ear and put on earrings or tend to start rubbing things. So when you look at it, you see that their expectation, even some profession from my culture, there are some careers that are meant, they are seen to be a masculine gender, and they are the one that are seen to be feminine. So those are gender roles. And then when we talk about stereotyping is simply trying to generalize about group of individuals. Because you've seen this person act this way, you believe that anybody from this place should act that particular way. Because a man, you say a man is, men are seen as strong gender, you believe that ordinarily every man is stronger than any woman. So it's kind of that stereotype. It's also like trying to see, because a black, what happened where blacks in America are perceived as prone to crime. So when a black man drives a car in the US, it seems to be that there is something criminal about a black man. So all those discrimination based on gender, all those having a particular perception about a group of person or group of individual, that is what stereotype is all about. But what we are looking at it is this, like also like people, when you see a man who behaves, have this feminine nature, you believe that the person is gay. Or when you see a woman who has this masculine tomboy nature, you believe that the lady is a lesbian. Those are stereotyping without actually looking, trying to know. But the truth of it is this, that those things are gradually going down. We should live beyond that. We should try not to prejudice. We should not try to look at people and try to judge them or assign a particular role for anybody based on what the society have seen. Let's give people that equal opportunity and equal level playing ground, and I believe things are getting better. Things are better. Judgment, although it is, maybe, but things are getting better. And my expectation as things are dropping, there comes, it might not go out entirely. Gender roles and the stereotyping will always be there, but my concern is that let it drop to barest minimum. Thank you for this wonderful time of listening to me. I remain Samuel Oko.